But guys, hey, you know what? I want to thank each and every one of you guys for spending your weekend here at the amazing Las Vegas Comic-Con. It is really, oh my gosh, there are a ton of Deadpool cosplayers in here. I see Bob Ross out here. There's a lot, and I see some cool t-shirts. But of course, I mean, there's a ton of Deadpool fans, and we have the creator of Deadpool coming out here in just 1 second. But what I think, yeah, I know, we got excited people here. But what I think what's really cool is, did anybody here go to the Jim Starlin, George Perez panel earlier? Okay, you know what was awesome about that is that we had all these people that created these concepts or inspired these concepts that were in the movies. And this is awesome. Thanos, cool character, came out in the early 70s. You know, it's 2019, and he's snapping fingers and kicking ass all over the Marvel Universe. But you know what's awesome is that this creator that we're bringing out, the guy who created Deadpool, the guy that created Cable, the guy that created X-Force, the guy that started Image Comics, didn't just do it in the past, he's doing it over and over and over again with tons of brand new creations right now. And that's the best part about the amazing comic conventions, is that we connect the creators with the fans. And you guys are the best fans around. This is a great panel. It's going to be presented by Collider. Once again, check out Collider. They are the destination spot on the internet for the best pop culture. And we have Coy Jondero coming on out. Want to thank you, Coy. Thanks so much for being here. He's got his Deadpool shirt on.
How's it going, guys? So I've liked Deadpool so loudly and for so long it turned into a career. It is the weirdest thing that's happened to me, is Deadpool being what I get to yell about for a living. So it is my absolute great pleasure to introduce Rob Liefeld. So I'm going to talk for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to let this man just go, because you want to hear from him. So there's literally one chair, because I'm going to pace around and let the man. Oh, no, I'm getting a chair. No, there's 2 chairs. But we're gonna do like a few minutes of me, let you guys ask some questions, and then Rob has plenty to say, so we're going to let him. I got to start off with, we'll get to Deadpool, but right now it's Major X season. Because Major X is selling out in a way that I haven't seen happen in a very long time. And I think that's a testament to a lack of a certain flavor of comic in the industry that you're supplying. And I really love the fact that we have a full action spectacle insanity of a comic book. And I want to know, when you had this idea, how it came to be and how you came to tell Marvel, like, no, we're doing an action book with lots of punching.
Coy, I'm going to get to that in a minute. First, I want to say thank you to anyone who's here, all you awesome Vegas fans. This show is the best show every year, in and out. Thanks. I love for you even coming and spending some time with us. I love seeing you guys. I love that this show celebrates comics. Yeah. Coy is my buddy. I've done a couple shows with him, and he honored me with this awesome shirt today and is helping pay my kids' college by wearing it.
13 of these, not kidding. Deadpool.
Every time you purchase something Deadpool, you're showing the Liefeld family love, and we thank you for it. I feel like I should be a commercial like in the middle of the night now on Fox. And when you purchase a Deadpool, anyway, so he'll curse at you. Major X, here's the deal. There's so much love for my peer group, myself, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Will Portacio, Jim Valentino, Eric Larson, Mark Silvestri. I got them all. my Image compadres. You guys, we grew up on comics in the 70s. If you ever follow me on my Instagram stories or mainly my Instagram stories, sometimes I just want to kind of share my thoughts with you. And like, I swear to you, I will not show you, I will not tell the publisher. You'd be surprised. It's not what you're thinking. But a publisher put out a 30-page comic recently. And I kid you not, and it's a big book, not a single piece of action is in that comic. Not a single fist is raised. It'd be one thing of like, don't you take my eggs. Like, nobody does it. They literally talk in a graveyard. They talk on a balcony. They talk in a living room. They talk back in the living room. They go back to the graveyard. And then they're on the lawn. And I'm like, this is not a comic I can enjoy on any level. Like, just put a kid. It's me and Coy talking right now. Not going to make a great comic. Makes a nice panel. We grew up with the energy that Marvel Comics was putting out in the 70s, which were the greatest comics. Okay, apparently, you had my idols, Jim Starlin, George Perez, those guys on here earlier. We were influenced by them. And what you got from us is what we got from them, and what they got is from two mad geniuses who are no longer with us. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, also Steve, I mean, these guys. So I think Major X, it's funny, I read some interviews before it hit, and I've never gotten a good interview in my entire career. Never. The next good one I get will be the only one I've ever received in my entire career. I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, trying to think of a pop star that everybody buys their album and nobody says they like, but I don't want to do that to those pop stars.
Katy Perry?
No!
I love her.
So, no, I love Katy Perry. So anyway, Katy, come to my house and hang out with my kids. So anyway, the thing is that a couple of the reviews are like, this is just an action-packed, mindless. And I got to be honest, I read that and I'm like, oh, man, the book is sunk. Cut to Marvel going, Rob, it's sold out a week in advance. And it really was. In every issue, you guys have bought Major X. Thank you. It's you. We just do the work. But sometimes we have a connection. That work connects because my characters are they're throwing blows. Prince Namor, the Submariner, was created to fight the Thing, okay? And Luke Cage was created to fight Iron Fist and the Fantastic Four and everybody. Like, they weren't meant to talk. They're not. What is that? It's because some of these writers think they're Aaron Sorkin, and they're like, yo, man, some producer is going to read my comic and ask me to write a screenplay. Like, I'm going to make it verbose. I'm like, can I just go back to my rack and get a George Perez comic? Because that comic moves. And can I get a Jim Starlin comic? Because that's... People were punching in Jim Starlin comics. Elbows, fists, knees, and they were making speeches, but they were hitting each other. Okay? Make a speech while you're hitting each other.
And that is the art of comic books. It is a medium where you can make a speech while hitting each other.
Come on, man. If Colossus and Deadpool and Brianna Negasonic don't show up to threaten Francis, Gina Carano never gets to do the superhero landing. And then, you don't have Colossus and Gina battling it out. That's what comic books are. So I don't know what this question was about.
You answered it.
But I'm going to be quiet.
Correct. That's what I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Now, switching gears to Deadpool, I am very curious. Now we're in a new world of comic movies with a certain acquisition.
Yeah.
How excited are we for the continuation of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool and what we think?
I feel that they paid $70 billion just for Ryan Reynolds. Come on, they did. Come on.
One franchise ended last month, another one didn't.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, you haven't lived until you're, I don't know how you guys enjoy yourself at 10 o'clock at night. No? I'm 51 years old. I have 3 teenagers. I'm not going to the Club Cabana at 10 o'clock, okay? I'm on the couch like this. Where's my phone? Shit. Okay. I'm looking at my phone, okay? And when your sister, my sister, she's older than me. She's old. I'm very concerned about my phone. Oh, there it is. Damn. My phone got stolen out of my car on Thursday. Bitches. Like, my wife had to buy me a new one before I got here, so I don't have a cover, so it's super thin. Now I see how thin it is. But no, literally, I'm pumping my gas. You need to hear this. I'm going up to sign contracts for this Prophet movie. I pull into the gas station near the In-N-Out in our town, and everyone knows where that is because In-N-Out is never going to not serve you within 25 minutes. It's always a long wait, right? I go to this gas station, I pump, and I got to go to the restroom because now my gas station have 70 prompts. Do you want a certificate of authenticity? Do you want a car wash? Do you want a label? Do you want to join our 76 club? No. I'm like, I got to go, right? I run around my car. I open the car to grab my keys. I already got the wallet. I run into my car. I was listening to the Pet Shop Boys. They're a band from the 80s, okay? And I get in my car after coming out from the restroom. I undo the pump. I get in the car, and it goes, because one note. And then the car said, please reconnect your device. Please reconnect your device. Please reconnect. I'm like, reconnect, bitch, reconnect. Oh, crap. my phone's out there. It's been yanked out of its cord. So I got to go to LA to sign these documents. So I pull into Starbucks. I have my iPad, which is black, on a black mat on the side. Otherwise, they'd have taken that. They couldn't have seen it. The catch and snatch and grab was so fast. You're like, why is he telling us? Because you need to lock your cars at the gas station, okay? I didn't know this. I went to find my iPhone in the Starbucks, and I showed it. My kid was at the gym. My other guy saw everyone's phones. Mine's powered off. The criminals were smart enough they killed it. I called my wife. You got to get me a new phone. I'll be back in 6 hours. I got to go to LA. Blind, driving blind, no phone. You know how scary that is? It's scary. So now I can't feel it. But what I was getting to, what he asked me, is my old sister told her old brother, go on the Disney website right now. You're not going to believe what you see. Dude.
Sitting right there.
Dude. Between Robin Givens, the spokesperson of Good Morning America and a god of ABC News, and I think Mickey Mouse, was Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And I literally, what? Deadpool's on the Walt Disney homepage. Like, you haven't lived. You have not lived. You have not lived until Deadpool is center. Mickey Mouse is like, what the hell is going on here? And I felt bad for all the other X-Men. I did.
The second highest grossing R-rated movie, second only to Jesus. And now Deadpool's sitting next to Avatar.
Here's the deal. Hugh Jackman, we don't know each other. But if you didn't quit, that could have been you. But Ryan's like, not you, Hugh. You abandoned ship. Dark Phoenix was made without you. So yeah, no, it's very exciting. Now here's the deal. Are you guys excited for Deadpool to be at Disney? Okay. I like your shirt. Oh, you got Deadpool riding Wolverine's back? Is that it? Oh, okay. Chokehold. Got it. No, I'm going to tell you right now. I believe. So we all saw Endgame. Right? Because we're trying to beat Avatar. Is that going to work? Okay. James Cameron is sitting in his space station going, that guy is a badass mofo. Everyone bets against that guy, and he goes, I made a blue alien movie, and you can't beat it, Brolin. So anyway, I love Josh. Josh will appreciate that. And the thing is, I already congratulated on the premiere of Endgame. I said, Josh, congratulations on being the biggest movie of all time. Oh, shit. That was maybe in August. Check back in September. No, I loved Endgame. We all saw it. I saw it a million times. I took my wife and kids. I was so horny to see it the night of. I'd already been to the premiere. I'd already seen it. But I saw all of you on social media, all you braggadocious, I got opening night. I said to my wife, I've already seen it and I'm jealous. I got to see it tonight. How many of you, opening day at 3 o'clock, got your family tickets for a 6 o'clock showing and none of you are sitting together? That's me right now, Dad of the Year. You're going to Endgame, but you're sitting by yourself, you're sitting by yourself, you're sitting by yourself, and you're sitting by yourself. But let me tell you something. The best is I'm not going to say, okay, so my seat is all the way in the back. I'm running up there, and there's a family probably of 8. And they got popcorn in the seat. They got kids' play toys. There's 3 kids. There's a mom. There's other kids. There's a dad. And they look at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, that's my seat. Like, I think they bought a block. And they're like, but we're not going to buy this one because no one will buy a single right here. I bought the single right here. Get that popcorn out. I'm watching Brolin kill everybody or get killed, whatever. Look, Endgame, we lost some beloved people, right? If you'd asked me like 6 months ago who I wanted to see Ryan team up with, I'd have said a couple of guys that aren't really possible anymore. If you know what I'm saying, right? Because I'm not going to spoil things up here. But I think he's one of the biggest weapons they have, Coy. I think he's one of the biggest guys in the arsenal. The Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, arsenal. Oh my gosh. And you guys, they've already told you a million times they're going to make it R, okay? It's going to be R. The thing that impresses me the most is Kevin Feige is obviously, we all bow, he needs a church, at this point he needs a city. The city of Feige. The man with 20 hit movies in a row, like nothing, no one's ever done it before, right? Not you, James Cameron, in your space station. But anyway, the thing is, for him and Bob Iger, who owns Disney, to both publicly say, we're going to let them do their thing. That's not easy in Hollywood, let me tell you. For the president of Star Wars Galaxy Land, and because that's what they're going to call Disneyland now. No one cares about anything other than Star Wars Galaxies and Quest, whatever I was at. And I'm never going back because there's crowds now. It scares me. But the thing is, for those two guys to say, Ryan is going to do his own thing. Coy knows. He lives up in L.A. He's more of an L.A. boy than any of us. This kid is Mr. L.A. Listen to his live videos, his gym, everything. Collider's taken over. I know these guys. They're the best website. I just got to get a plug. I've been going to their site for news for years. Steven, who sometimes I do interviews with, he's the best. He's at junkets all the time getting you the news. And people like Steven and people like Collider, and that's why they tell them stuff that they'll tell no one else. You heard that from me. It's true. I think Ryan is one of the biggest assets that they have.
He's Canada's ass.
I put that out. He's Canada's ass. I put that up Monday night when I said, Toronto, you're still in this. Because this is Toronto. I came across, we were watching Deadpool again. Sometimes we do that at my house. Guilty. My wife goes, I've never heard that Mario Lopez line. So new things are always coming to us from the Deadpool 2 movie. And when he says to Domino, I think Mario Lopez. So shortly after that, there's a freeze frame on Ryan's butt that is so amazing. I took a picture. That is a juicy butt, and I think more juicy than Chris Evans, way more juicy. But I don't even think that's a contest anymore, right? I mean, one of them isn't around to be the ass of anything anymore. But Ryan is Canada's ass, and he's Canadian, okay? How did they work that? They got a Canadian to play a Canadian? Only in movies, people.
And they shot it in Vancouver. They did the full
And they
Canada.
shoot the whole damn thing. And I've never, okay, if you've come from Canada, so on both movies, I'm picked up and I'm driven to the set of Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2. And they do, in Deadpool 2, they have some stuff on that same freeway. It's the, when everyone's in the prison barge. You've never seen a city that's more happy to be inconvenienced. That whole freeway scene, whoa, I'm going to fall. Keep rolling. If I fall, I want that. So here's the deal. That entire freeway scene from the first one took 2 weeks to shoot. And there are signs all over the city telling you the aqueduct, they call it the aqueduct, is going to be shut down from this 14 days. And they would tell you, oh, Mr. Liefeld, we're shutting it down for 2 weeks. What's going to happen to traffic? Oh, terrible. You know, all these off-roads, no one can take that. I mean, imagine shutting down a section of the 405 or whatever your most important freeway. It is the most important freeway. And they were like, yeah, but it works because I saw on ESPN last night that after the Toronto Raptors won and the city was celebrating, they all waited for the light to turn green before the entire crowd crossed. They are the politest group of people that ever lived on planet. Canadians are the nicest people. They really are. So they shut down a freeway twice, and they're like, oh, we're so happy to be inconvenienced. They're so nice.
And I showed you there's a drink called the Ryan Reynolds at a bunch of restaurants.
Yes.
They name drinks after Ryan. They name things after Deadpool. It's a part of the culture.
He is the nicest guy on planet Earth, which is funny because he's such a smartass, right? I fear his tongue. He is truly Deadpool. I feel like he really is Deadpool. But anyway.
I feel like he was born, and it just took 30 years to hand him a suit that he was made to put on. I've always felt that Deadpool was just coming to Ryan. Ryan was born,
agree.
and then later it was like, oh, wait, you need this. And here we are.
And how great is it that he took matters into his own hands and erased Wolverine origins?
It's magic.
You know how hard that was to keep that a secret for 6 months? I knew it. I couldn't say anything. I knew that you guys would flip out, and I was there in the audience when people lost their shit. And it was great.
Well, the Ouroboros of Deadpool and the internet is that YouTube leak got us where we are today, and Deadpool's like the internet's a magic cycle. And that leads me to my final question before I let you play. Profit. I know you can't say much, but I as a fan must know what's good. Like, that's amazing. That's today. That just happened.
Well, yeah, you know what? Here's the deal. When you hear about a movie release, I try and not get people to announce my movie announcements. I hate that when you read about it. I did not release it. I don't have that power. The studio gets that out there. They want to share it with you. We have this comic book. because those contracts are a year away from being signed. Intellectual property, which is what they call comics, takes a long time. So Thursday, literally, like I had a party. I went up, I signed my contract. I was so excited. I went to meet with the studio. We talked about who could John Prophet be. I had my ideas of, I definitely like, because again, as a competitor, you don't want to do something that's already been done. But yeah, no, very excited. Could be the first modern age image movie. I know Spawn was 25 years ago, but there hasn't been one since. What we have cooking up is great. Expect a screenwriter and a director very soon. Thank you for saying that. Prophet is 26, 27 years old. Great character. Love him to death. He's all mine. Soon he'll be all yours. But here's the deal. They don't have a clock running up here. It says 00000, which means, am I talking all night?
Infinite time.
But I want to go to you guys because you guys always have the best questions for me.
I'm going to let this man go.
No, Coy, good seeing you. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
And before it's over, I need, you know what? Actually, right now, Deadpools, if you're dressed as Deadpool, could you come on the stage? Because you're taking this photo.
Oh, I got you.
Come on, Deadpools. You guys put on those amazing costumes. I know, one of you can't see. You have a hard time. Keep walking, keep walking. You're good, you're good. No, I'm kidding. I love this guy. He's the best. Deadpool cameo, is that it? Oh, Cable, you're also welcome. You look awesome. I love you. You actually, in 2 weeks, there's Major X comes out, and Old Man Cable is in it. You'll relate. Hey, let's have a hand for these people. They put these costumes on, and they entertain you. They look amazing. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you something. This is rubber. These people smell after like 10 minutes. You know when you smell so bad you can smell yourself? Like and they wear this all day, and it's constricting, and you can see your junk, and I mean, you know, and you look wonderful. I love this. Oh, I love the combo. $3 billion movie if that ever happens. Come on, every kid in America loves Venom more than they love anything. So Deadpool and Venom. Oh my gosh, balls in your court, Marvel, Sony. You're awesome. I love you. You're the easiest. No, I'm right here. Shake my hand. Okay. I know. Told you, they're blind as hell. Awesome. You look like you literally walked out of the screen. And Cable, you look bitchin'. Can I take this? Okay, I'm going to have this. Okay, I need a photo.
You got his phone? You got his phone.
On my brand new phone with the camera all screwed up. I don't want any questions. I'll answer stupid things. They're not stupid if you're asking them, though. You're not my kid. I have 0.0000 time left. So who's got a question for me? Right here. Be nice. Or not. I don't care. Yes. No, I don't have a hard time drawing feet, but it's fun. Ryan calls, so in Deadpool, when they make fun of me, which is it's awesome. I am all over both movies. That is so, I'm on the Deadpool, on the bar. It says Liefeld. Those are good odds because I'm still alive after 2 movies. There's all sorts of references. They're so nice to me. I'm so honored. But Ryan called me, said, Rob, it's like, the best part about this is like I guess they could have taken it out. They could have. You can take something out of a movie within 24 hours. Hey, Rob, did anybody from Fox talk to you about this? Hey, I made this reference about feet. I go, I don't care. Like, here's the thing that people don't understand. I got 3 teenagers. I've said this before. They take shots at me all the time. I sit down for breakfast, and I get insult. My kids have, if you only knew the nicknames they have for me, I mean, like, so I'm like, Ryan, whatever you're saying in that movie isn't as bad as my kids say to me every day, okay? So go with God. And then he said, because if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, you've had a year to see it. His response, he goes, just remember, Rob, I kill myself at the end of the movie. So I'm making fun of myself. I'm like, you're like a Greek god. You're not killing yourself. You're ridiculously handsome, ridiculously tall. Don't tell me you're making fun of yourself. but it's okay to make fun of me. Do more of it. I think it's great. I get very excited. Also, you have to understand, when I pitched Domino to Marvel, because there's that whole Domino luck powers are stupid. When I pitched, they literally said, because okay, you guys who are young fans, the truth of the matter is I've had a very successful career. When I was very young, I made all these characters. I turned around a sinking ship called the New Mutants. That is statistical. You can look at the sales chart. It was down here. I put everything I had into it as a young kid, and it climbed the charts and went to #1. But I had to change the cast out. That's why I brought Cable and Domino and Deadpool and Shatterstar, all these characters. When I handed in Domino, she's black and white like a domino. I played dominoes. Sometimes when I was bored, I'd line those dominoes up. Have you ever played it? You know, you give a couple options, and when you knock down the dominoes, is it going to break right? Is it going to break left? Is it just going to stop? So they go, Rob, why is she called Domino? She's a domino? But, well, what does she do? I go, she's lucky. Sometimes she breaks left. Sometimes she breaks right. Things happen for her. And I was paused like, yeah, that's not good enough, Liefeld. Hoot up. What do you do? I literally was waiting for them to drop the hammer on me and tell me, that's the dumbest thing ever. And they're like, okay, we're good. And I'm like, yeah! Like at that point, because Cable had been so successful, Deadpool had been so successful, they were just like, that's good. So in the movie, the fact that they're arguing about her luck powers the whole time just cracks me up, because I still can't believe I got it through that easily. And honestly, in comics, there was a question on the internet yesterday, name a movie that's better than the book. One of the popular answers, and it's true, is Planet of the Apes. If you watch the original Planet of the Apes, as I did when I was a kid, and then I tried to read the book, it's like algebra by like page 5. And they're like, oh, Pierre Bousseau, whatever your name is, that book sucks. This movie's awesome. Some of the movies are better. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is a way better movie than a book. And you'll see. Anyway, where am I going with this? I'm totally lost. Domino, her powers on screen are better than you could ever draw in a comic. Watching everything not hit her, it's when moving pictures are better than static pictures. And it's such a great, and honestly, watching Zazie be Domino is so spectacular. If there's one thing I am certain of, is we will see more of her very soon. Anybody got another question? I love that this entire family wants to ask me questions. I love you. You're a cool kid. What's up? Unless you insult me, and then you're still cool. The most painful part, that it wasn't longer. I'm going to tell you right now. If you were to watch the movie with me a couple times, you'd be like, hey, Mr. Liefeld, hey, old man Liefeld, why are you choking up? I cry at Deadpool 2. I just do. Because I can't believe the characters look as good as they do, move as good as they do, act as good as they do, and that damn Cher song, 1989, I am drawing Cable's first appearance in New Mutants 87. That video, there's a thing called MTV. It played music videos. You'll go to a museum and hear about it one day. But for kids my age, it was like on all day long. I'd be like, yeah, drawing to MTV music and pictures. It was this new thing, boom, bigger than the internet at the time. There was no internet. The thing is, so I'm drawing Cable, because you draw the comics months in advance, and that Cher video, Turn Back Time, was in heavy rotation. She was basically wearing nothing for whatever that year was. It qualified as nothing. You would have loved it. You're a little kid. And she's singing on a battleship cruiser, and they didn't know that. They couldn't have known that. So when that music kicks in, I get verklempt. Verklempt is another word for I'm a softie. I cry all the time at Deadpool 2. It's such a great movie. It is. I didn't make it, but I love it. Okay, who's got another question? Right here, buddy. Is that a Star Trek shirt? I love it. Am I doing anything new for Marvel? I have a ton of new stuff coming from Marvel. Major X was just the beginning. I have a sequel to, so I did a book called Deadpool Bad Blood. It was a graphic novel, the first ever graphic novel for Deadpool, and I thought it was going to flop because I think everything's going to flop. It was $25. It was #1 for the month, which honestly I could not believe, and but they were happy to tell me, Rob, it was #1. Ah! Awesome. It was 2 years ago. I was in Philadelphia 2 years ago this weekend when they called and told me that. I'm doing the follow-up to that, and then I'm going to tell you right now, Major X is the little engine that could. You guys made it a hit book. I didn't. I just made it, but you guys liked it and sold it out. We've actually reprinted more of the first issue than we printed of the first issue. And hi, I love you. You're cool, bear guy. Are you here to tell me that I need to go? Do I have more time? Am I closing down this show? What's going on? Coy, just come up and get me when I'm done. What's that mean? Okay. Thumbs up. I love this bear kid. Just stand here. This is cool. Okay. Now I'm kind of nervous. Like, okay, now you've completely, in 10 seconds, just gone to making me nervous. But if you try anything, Deadpool right here, he'll tackle you. What was the question? Yeah, new projects for Marvel. I got a ton of them. And there's a couple things, some exciting things. Look, I've had a really great career with Marvel. We've done really well by each other. There's no going, they like me, I like them. It's good. And here's the deal. People don't understand this. I'm in a lifetime contract with them. Like, when you create all the characters I've created, like, I think we're together for a long time. So, anybody in Spider-Man shirts who has a question for me? No? Okay, I just wanted to call out your cool Spider-Man shirts. Yes, Beanie Man. Do I have any plans to go back to Image Comics? I'm never leaving Image Comics. I've always got a book there, or in reprints, or on digital, but I do have some new stuff coming. It'll be next year. I do have a whole bunch of new characters that are coming, but they're coming next year. Because I've been cooking a bunch of stuff up for 10 years. I just haven't had time to get it through, because if I haven't mentioned this 10 times, I'm going to say it again. I have 3 teenagers. And my youngest, my daughter, has taught me the challenges of a 15-year-old daughter, and I love her to death. And I'm trying to be the best parent. Woo! Okay. Love you, Olivia. Okay, who's got another question for me? Okay, stand up, because the Living Tribunal, if you would have told me when I was a kid that someone would cosplay the Living Tribunal, I would not have believed it. Let's give this guy a hand. This is not an easy one to pull off. Dude, high five me, bear dude. Right on, you're the coolest. Okay, so what do you have? What's going on? There will be more plans for Major X. Yes, 100%. There is if you only knew what was coming next, I could excite you to your core. I will not. Okay, so who's next? You right here. Besides Deadpool or Cable, who's my favorite character I've made? All of them. There. All of them. I love them all. I'm rallying for Shatterstar to somehow find his way back, okay? So, yes, Bearman. Bearman, what's up? Dude, you're rad. Yes? Why did I want to make Deadpool? How much time? Oh, well, he said, why did I want to make Deadpool? Whoa, feedback. Okay. This is really simple. You guys, New Mutants wasn't selling. So who is Rob Liefeld in 1990? He is 23, 22 years old. He is trying to make money. I won't totally pull your heartstrings, but my dad had, by the time his life was over 20 years ago this year, he had been through 10 brain surgeries. When I was 9 years old, he went in for a tumor, and he didn't come home for 10 months. He was in a coma, and they said, pull the plug on him. A lot of trips to the hospital, a lot of crying mom. I escaped into comics deeper than I ever did. But by the time when I'm 23, my dad has been ravaged by multiple, probably his 5th or 6th brain surgery, which altered him. He took away the sight of his eye, took away most of his voice. I am trying to provide not just for me, but my entire family. My parents are financially destitute, and I am trying to provide. I tell my son right now, he's 19 years old. He's got a summer job. God bless him. He wants to work. He wants to provide for himself. I say, Luke, when I was your age, I was already a year into drawing comics. I was, drawing comics. And I was living my dream in that opportunity, but I needed to make money because I wanted to take care of my parents. With my big royalty check from X-Force, I bought them a new house and put them in a new house, and that was like the most important thing I had done at that time. So what Deadpool and Cable and those guys meant to me was I needed the short answer is I needed to make money. And the book I was on was a failing book, but I took it with the challenge that if I turned it around, I would reap the rewards. And so when Deadpool and Cable, I know this is not really the answer you were seeking, but it's really at the core of all of it. Why did I create all these characters? I wasn't out to prove anything other than to provide for myself. The way you make more money in comics is royalties. Anybody will tell you this. Even in movies, royalties, TV, it's those checks that keep coming the rest of your life that matter. So Deadpool appears in 1990 in New Mutants 98, which when I took over New Mutants sold 100,000. 98 sells 800,000 copies. I hate to say this, that's me. That is 100% Rob Liefeld busting his ass, trying to turn this thing around. You don't have to clap for me. It's just who I did my job. You know what I did? I did my job. And that's like I always say to Marvel, I have performed for you. I have done, I take it seriously. If you give me a job, I'm going to try and do the best job to my best of my ability. 1 year later, they called and said, Rob, all your characters are going to be on the toy aisles. Toy Biz has stepped in, and they said their favorite X-Men characters are yours. I said, but they just put out one line with Cyclops and Wolverine in the pup, and they're like, and they're jumping over 30 years of history and going straight to yours, and I'm like, awesome! And so when I saw Deadpool at Target and Walmart, and there was a place called Toys R Us, also, you'll never remember, Deadpool, Cable, they were on the toy aisles. That's because they connected. And sometimes an artist can make a connection with an audience. And Deadpool was part of that connection. Cable was part of that connection. Domino, you're like, dude, I wore this bear costume, but I didn't cry once. And I just told you a sad story, and I didn't cry. But that's the reason I created those characters was out of necessity. That's the truth. I had to keep up with my peers who had Spider-Man and Wolverine, who were the two most popular characters in comics, and I did not want to get left behind because I'm like, they're moving forward at lightning speed. Those are super popular characters. And that's why sometimes I just go, I was able to make my own destiny and make my own way. But the inspiration for him was Boba Fett, Spider-Man, and Snake Eyes. Don't believe any of that other crap. I have a video online you should go watch. When they compare him to this other character, I just think it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I'll always say that. But it's like, those are my, inspirations. Spider-Man in 1990 was a sad guy. I tell my kids, go grab a 1990 comic. He's almost divorced. Mary Jane's going out dancing every night. He's not funny anymore. Spider-Man's, because the people who were writing him weren't funny and didn't have jokes. But when I was a kid, Spider-Man was funny. When he hit you, he made a joke. When he webbed you, he made a joke. In 1990, he ain't funny anymore. He's dark Spider-Man because everything was going dark. Dark Knight, everyone wanted to be Frank Miller. Let's do dark versions. So I said, hey, Marvel, because the guys in the room, I said, can I do Spider-Man with guns and swords? They're like, do it. Awesome. Done. And the rest is history. Thank you, Bear Boy. One more. Yes, Gloved Man. Is Marvel going to make an animated series of Deadpool? How do I answer this? I get in trouble all the time. I've got it. I'm not worried one bit that there will not be a Deadpool cartoon very soon. I had to perfect that because you don't know the kind of calls I get. I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this right now with my best story from the last year. I won't say who said it to me. San Diego Comic-Con's coming up. I go to San Diego with my buddies in the industry. One of them sits down. He's the last one to get to every meal. If I told you the guys at this dinner, you would be like, wow, those are cool guys. I love it. We are going on our 12th anniversary of having this dinner at Comic-Con. I'll do this. He comes and sits down. Thanks, Rob. What do I do now? Really? Really? You gotta say, Donald Glover is a genius, and I'm so sad we're not getting his Deadpool show. Really? Am I supposed to lie? Like, we all know Donald Glover's a genius. I would have loved to have seen that show. What am I saying wrong to you? Thanks, Rob. No, thank you. Like, we would have had a Donald Glover cartoon by now, right? Okay, hello? So anyway, what did I say? I have no doubt that we will have that there will not be a Deadpool cartoon in the near future. There. I reiterate it twice. Because I'm going to read this on some tweet in about 20 minutes. And I got to be careful because Twitter has become a hellhole. It's a hellhole. If I was going to create, there's Deadpool and there's cesspool, and I hang out in the cesspool. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Instagram, you know what's funny? I broke that chair. The head of Instagram comes up to me at WonderCon. I don't know he's the head of Instagram. He's got Deadpool comics, and he goes, "Hi, Mr. Liefeld," and he hands, okay, I'm going to tell you something. I have another son. He gets crap from Instagram all the time. I get dick. They don't send me candy. They don't send me anything. My son gets giant packages from Instagram because he's an influencer. Oh, he's going to be so mad at me. I'm like, really? You get shit from Instagram? He's an Insta youth or some crap. It's because he can't keep his shirt on. But the thing is, I go, you get candy and pops and all this stuff. So the Instagram guy comes up to me. I don't know he's from Instagram. He hands me his card. I'm blah, 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 head of Instagram. I'm like, wow, head of Instagram. He goes, "We love you, Mr. Liefeld. We think you're," I go, "Then why don't you send me stuff like you sent my kid? My kid gets all sorts." "Oh, I don't know about that. Is he an Insta teen?" I'm an Insta 51-year-old. Like, show respect. But he goes, "We love you on our platform." I go, "Oh, thanks, I love it." I go, "Man, Twitter, like, that's getting brutal." And he goes, and I was like, that's awesome. So now I always think of him going. So Mr. Liefeld learned that day, go hang out on Instagram. It's about love. Twitter is like storming the beach at Normandy. Like they're shooting at you. Like, so now I've only gone to retweeting things. Retweet. But yeah, I'm going to read about this later. The internet's dangerous. It's dangerous for old men like me. So they've tried to punish me. You can't get me. So many people have tried to hurt me in 30 years. And I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so one more question because they said I had 8 minutes. So I have 2 questions. I'm sorry if I bored you. I'm just stream of consciousness. All the way in the back, you're waving at me. What's your question? Yeah. Come up here. Go ahead. I'm Rob. Nice to meet you. Oh, that scared me.
You mentioned seeing Domino in the future. Are we talking separately or with others?
Oh, hi. No, I believe you'll see her more in the Deadpool movie. Her question is, do you think Domino, when you mention you'll see more of her, do you think we'll see more of her in the movies? That's what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure that if there's a Deadpool cartoon that is probably likely going to happen sometime in the near future, that you'll see her there too. And I like Harley Quinn too. You had a Harley Quinn shirt on. Okay, yes, Power Ranger. You like that, okay. Let me have your knife. Okay. No, I don't want you to hurt me, so go ahead. Check this out. Here you go. Thank you. He asked me, the Power Ranger, what officially is your name? No, the Power Ranger. Thank you. Okay. Power Ranger. I don't know that stuff. My kids, I need my kids. He asked me, what was the question? Will there be a Deadpool video game? How is there not another Deadpool video game, right? It was ahead of its time. They almost didn't sell it to me at GameSpot. I've told that story a million times, but I see that he's in Ultimate Alliance. Okay, true story. My kids did not know about Deadpool until Ultimate Alliance. No. In case you ever create something cool, you're not going to you will not, when your kid is 5 or 6, go, "Dad's so cool. I created this character." You're not going to do that. That's not what happens. I don't think Mark Hamill told his kids at 6, "Hey, I'm Luke." I don't think that happens. My kids got Ultimate Alliance in 2005, 2006. He was like an unlockable character. And one day I came over and all the kids in the neighborhood are fighting over Ultimate Alliance and playing Deadpool and unlocking Deadpool. And then 1 year later they did the Deadpool versus, they kicked a lot. It was a bunch of anime Capcom. Oh my gosh, that was like 10, because we had the big screen, we had the cool system, all the kids hung out, and they would fight over who would be Deadpool. True story, Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman walks in, we were going to see a movie, and he's really good at video games. I am not. And my one son, who thinks he's the shit, talks crap to Kirkman, like, you don't want to play me with Scrawl, I'll kick your ass. Robert's like, really, all right. Can I? Sit down, whoop my son's out, whooped him. Just slaughtered him, and like, all right, good to see you, Luke. And there's my son humiliated in front of all of his, because this bearded guy just wiped the floor with him. But they discovered Deadpool through video games. He had that run of like, he was even in a Spider-Man game on one level, like Deadpool in video games. So now I see Ultimate Alliance 3, and he's like in the back, and I'm like, what are you doing? Get him to the front. I'm prejudiced. I'm biased, okay? He's done very well with video games. Yes, I hope there is. I believe there is. Red Ranger. Okay. One more question. 4 minutes, and then I'm out. I gotta go to the restroom. Anybody? Liefeld, we want to see you wet your pants right here. It's gonna happen. You. Yes, you. Raider Man. His question is, there's been rumors that Ryan Reynolds would appear in a Spider-Man movie, and would I get behind it? Nobody wants to see Spider-Man and Deadpool more in the movies than me. Figure that out. Like honestly, who more than Rob Liefeld? I opened this by saying, every time you buy a Deadpool thing, you are contributing to the Liefeld College Fund. And I thank you. Do we think Deadpool would be more popular with Spider-Man or less popular? More popular. So look, here's the thing. I honestly said, explain that to me. Explain to me how that works. Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man. Here's what I don't believe. I don't believe they paid $70 billion for Deadpool, because that's the D they were buying, okay? To go say, hey, Sony, we love you guys. You get the first appearance of Deadpool. What? That's not how that works. Not to me. That's not how it works. Now, do I want Deadpool in every Marvel movie from now to the end of time? Yes, just like you. And don't act like you don't. I read your comments. You people are super creative. I go, wow. Deadpool should have run through this scene in Endgame. Deadpool should have been in here. And Deadpool, you guys are way more creative than all the rest of us, because you're fans and you have better ideas, amazing ideas. I do wonder, like, what would Deadpool and Ruffalo as Hulk be like? Would it be better with dumb Hulk or better with smart Hulk? Dumb Hulk. Would Paul Rudd and Ryan Reynolds break the internet together? Like, you know, right? So I'm like you. I'm a fan. But I mean, honestly, yes. There's only, like I said, Endgame. We're losing characters here. Like, so now we gotta go, who's on the ledger that's alive? Okay, so Paul Rudd, you're funny. Mark Ruffalo, you're funny. Ragnarok, you're in space. You know, I mean, like Hemsworth is like the last MVP, but he's off with the raccoon. So I don't know how you get Deadpool up there. I think about this. I have 2 minutes. Yes, I want Spider-Man and Deadpool more than life itself. Do I think it's going to happen soon? No. Do I hope I'm wrong? Yes. Because people go, you're rooting against it. What? How am I? Go back to how am I rooting against it? But the internet doesn't like logic. If you put logic, it pisses them off. And Anthony Davis is a Laker now, and that should piss everybody off. Yes, I'm a Laker fan. Hate me. Go ahead. Hate me. Okay, who else? 2 more. 1 more. I've had your whole family, so let's do you. Let's do you. Major X I had 30 years ago. True story. People, go back and look at the original movie, Mad Max. Mel Gibson, Mad Max, 1979. The movie poster, it's one of those movie posters that does a trickaroo. They used to do it all the time. Go see the original Mad Max movie poster. Oh, I'm a totally fall. You guys are rooting for it. Almost happened. Stand back here. Watch, this is going to collapse. On the movie poster of Mad Max is this badass guy with a motorcycle helmet and a gun. He's like looking like this, and it looks awesome. That never appears in the movie. That is not in the movie. In 1979, I'm like, I didn't see that once. But it's a good movie. But I always said, I want to do a badass guy in like a motorcycle helmet. And so the funny thing is, like 10 years ago, I said, hey, Marvel, could I come back to that Major X? And that editor at the time's like, nah. I didn't fight. I'm like, okay, maybe next time. I'm a visual guy. I wanted to do an X-Man with an X on his face with a motorcycle helmet who has a motorcycle. I accomplished all that. It connected with you guys. Thank you. But it goes back to Mad Max. People try and outdo me and they go, looks like Judge Dredd, Liefeld. I miss the part where he has an open mouth and stubble. Like, people come at me sometimes. I'm like, I'm telling you where it came from. That Mad Max poster. Go look at it. And you'll go, Liefeld is not lying to me. That is exactly, it just took me 30 years to implement it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I'm going to ask one more
4,
question. I'm coming back. I'm
3.
one more.
Boy, what's
Okay.
up, buddy?
If you could put Deadpool in any movie in the history of cinema.
Avatar, the #1 movie of all time.
Let's give it up for Rob Liefeld. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.